been speaking about that everybody over here has a social slave surveillance number, a tribal enrollment number, and been dipped in that church down there on the tip of Turtle Island's nose.
So they've...
What was the agreement I just said? Nobody will cross into the other blue line.
Right.
Okay, so there's no constitution. There hasn't been. Everybody's been playing along.
Right. Right. And
including the people that live here at the head of the turtle. So they are very responsible, and their hands are very bloody, because this affects the whole world. It doesn't just affect the Turtle Island. By affecting the Turtle Island, it affects the world. It affects everybody, because if these guys at the head, again, let me say, if you're in a street fight and you hit somebody in the head, you might knock them out. Well, that's what happened here. These guys got hit in the head. There's the church right there, and they've never recovered. All they had to do was get rid of that fucking church, unbury the dead bodies underneath it, which is the Turtle Clan, because the Turtle Clan rules on the earth. The turtle in the animal kingdom rules the land. The Turtle Woman rules as a daughter of the Great Spirit, as a clan mother. It can't be anything else but a clan mother turtle. It can't be a wolf clan mother. It can't be a bear clan mother that rules the head of the Turtle Island. It can only be the turtle and its shell, a turtle woman with turtle headmen and chiefs. It cannot be a wolf clan mother, wolf headman and chief. It cannot be a bear clan mother and a bear headman or chief. The hierarchy only belongs to a turtle clan mother and turtle headman and chief. Then all the other clan mothers are in with them to help lead and make sure that the head is going the right direction. Because right now the body knows where it's going. It wants to be free and independent and sovereign. And it is. It's up here at the head that's staying under occupation voluntarily.
So the church needs to be gone from there. And they came in and did basically punched something in the head and momentarily knocked it out, and people need to kind of shake it off and get over it and get it out of there.
Well, they knocked out the Turtle Clan. There's a whole turtle village, a whole turtle clan underneath the church. This community knows it too. Okay? Except there's so many fucking Masons here. Like I told you, the Masonic base is right down the road over here. And the casino is right here. They brought all of the Vatican here.
The casinos worldwide, and this will be of interest too. If I can I say something here about that?
Casino in Italian means chaos. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have if people have followed me at all, I have a grandson who had, I discovered 97 warrants under that social number that's the government's that they tied to him. So anyway, how they do it is they write tickets and they'll change the last name and they'll change the birth date, and they're doing it on all of our fruit of our wombs, our boys and girls. They're putting warrants. That's how they make their money. So they'll write a ticket, and they don't have to pay attention to the birth date. They can make them 24. If they're 4, they can make them 24, and then they can change their last name. So if you got a little boy named Billy William Keene, he would be named William Frederick Keene. he would be named William Frederick Bond, or whatever name they decide, and he would be made to be 24. They would write a ticket with an address, one that maybe was an abandoned property, and then they would start the identity at that stage and start taking quitclaim deeds and things like that away under this name. So at the IRS level, they do not check to see if the birth date is right or the name is correct. All they need is a valid last 5 of the social that is not in the death master, and they're holding the death master. It's at the Social Security Administration. They hold the entombment since February the 1st, 2014. They're holding 3 years back. So they are able to create these identities. And then what they do in the prisons in Indiana, they used to issue special playing cards until I got on to them. They had special playing deck of cards that they would issue to these fake paper doll prisoners. They would do it in Florida as well, and at the federal level, it's in Arizona. Now, they're playing an international card game because 911 had card games for the victims. They had a special deck of cards, and the high-valued prisoners that they're running in these secret prisons in Guantanamo Bay, they gave Saddam Hussein the ace of spades, I believe, was his. He didn't have a number. Because they're playing a great card game at the Sands Hotel over there in China, I suspect. But they're all fully aware of this, and the Americans, or what we call ourselves Americans, because we thought we were, they've been taken out of the game. Bush and Cheney brought people online to gamble in 2001, and then Obama and Eric took everybody out of the game in 2011. Now, some of them they're letting back in, but not here. There's no more online card game. So this is a big card game, and it's called Hijacks, and you can check that out too. And they're playing an international card game with all of us, and we are the booty. We are the booty for that card game.
Yeah, I just got done playing cards in Syracuse. Those people didn't even care that I was playing for their souls or not,
Yeah. What is that thing that you say to them?
In upstate New York and New York alone, all on this East Coast, they pretty much accepted their fate. Okay, they're partying right now, it's a big celebration.
What is that when you called them out? Hear ye? Can you say that so that you say it so well?
I call out the people that I was mentioning at this Red Oak over here. The Red Oak Island. The Red Oak is right here, and it's Fort Thompson. It's Loran Thompson, Larry Thompson, Roger Jock, Rogers Rangers, Mitchells, Lazors, La Francis, Round Points, the Cooks, Tarbells. All these are fucking crook names that I'm naming off right here. Okay? They're all Oren Lions, fucking Sid Hill. They're all sucking to Andrew, fucking Como, okay, in the Vatican. Matt Rourke, Chief of Police right here, St. Regis Mohawk Tribe, Incorporated. And it's doing business as a DUNS number just like all the other tribes are doing. It's because these fuckers right here, St. Regis Mohawk Tribe, sell out that it affects all of us down the line, down the body. When they fuck up here at the head, it fucks us up down the body.
Okay. And
that's why I came up here. I came back up here to the head when I have an opportunity to fight the jurisdiction, to show that there's no line there, and that fuck the Pope, okay, and that church down there, and the Red Oak, and their security here, their mall cops, But that's what I came up here to show this community, that there is a tribal law and there is a tribal custom. And this clan mother, this turtle clan mother, this wolf clan mother, this bear clan mother has all the authority to change this shit around, and they're not doing it, okay? Until recently, like as of yesterday, one clan mother came through my door here, came through the doors here, and she's a wolf clan mother, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I made medicine with her, and I talked with her, and I explained to her exactly what I'm explaining to your listeners right now. That right now, when you see a tribal president, when he says president or he's saying chief, he really means the CEO of the company of that tribe. Just like Barack Hussein Obama, just like the governor of the state. All he is the CEO of the state. Same as in tribal politics. There's a CEO, a vice president, a treasurer. Right here at St. Regis, there's 3 fake-ass chiefs, okay? One's a fucking CIA. Straight up under occupation, keeping the people, the sheeple, under guard and making sure they stay stupid and don't wake up.
There's a lot of truth to that, and I've seen some secret indictments up there in New York, state of New York, under Cuomo, and I've seen how they sign them and how they staple their paper to them. And also, there is a tie-in to the gambling. There are some Indian tribal lands now that do suffer. I mean, they have a little bit of what appears to be sovereign, and they're not part of the states. But I think that all of our states have imaginary lines around them, and we're basically country states. Every state they're treating as a country at the UN level. Would you agree with that?
That's very correct. Yeah, that's very correct. So right now, with Britain out, your 50 states come undone. Okay, The USA is done. It's over. You're there. Just like what I was saying to the people before. I said, how high does the water have to rise for you to bow? That you will bow, or you'll wash out to sea. You'll go back out to that admiralty shit that you love, and that you're living by. Everybody who loves that admiralty law and loves that fictitious capital letter name and that social security number, you're going to wash away because you love it so much.
Well, that is their tool, and that's a fact. And I tell you, I have the absolute proof of it. And they tie the paper to us, to the it. What is it? And then they put a piece of paper to it. And really, back when the Indian women would have their children, they didn't cut the cord. They let their child get the nutrients until that was finished. So they've done, everything has been to kill us. You're absolutely correct. Because they let... Cool.
Right. And when the umbilical falls off, it is put back to the earth. Okay? It's planted back in the earth.
They're taking them out in coolers now, and they won't let anybody, even if a woman wants to, they'll call in the police and take them away in coolers. And I know somebody in Indianapolis that transports the stuff, so it's very, very valuable to them. And I heard that they take a portion of the umbilical cord and the placenta, and it's housed underneath the Smithsonian Institute, where the Chancellor or Dean is that Roberts. It's the United States Supreme Court Justice, which has been infiltrated for sure. And that's a big game that they're playing. It's a big maypole with cases running up into it, like-kind cases, 1031 exchanges, and this big, huge money mill. And this is slavery. We are perpetrating slavery around the world unless we get that thing off the head of the turtle.
Right, and a large part of the corruption is owed to the Onondaga and the other 5 nations. It's not just the people up here, okay?
Okay.
They at the time the Treaty of Canandaigua was signed in 1794, at the time the Tura Wampum Treaty was made, it was made when there were 6 nations of the Iroquois, 6 tribes, not 5, like they want everybody to believe right now. Everybody believes that it's 5 that made these agreements. It's not true. There were 6 at those times. And it was made with an understanding, these treaties, that when these treaties are made with whoever they're being made with, that it is made only with the great law of peace, meaning we'll keep the great law of peace between the two parties who are involved in this agreement, this treaty. Well, at the Truro Wampum Treaty made right here at the tip where this damn church is at, there was a Truro Wampum Treaty made here, and it was made for as long as the sun shines, the grass grows, and the river flows, with the understanding that it is made under the great law of peace, with respect, honor, and respect with each other. No one will cross the line. It was made in the great law of peace, and this ain't very peaceful to me, what we're going through, okay?
Right.
You can tell it's broken, and these people know it's broken right here. They have a police force here, okay? There ain't supposed to be police forces on native lands. You're supposed to have, like, your original way, warrior societies and your own people taking care of this type of shit, tribal law, tribal customs. If you like that type of life, get the fuck off Turtle Island and go over there to England. Get the fuck out of here. You like that life. Go. Go with them. Here on Turtle Island, we want it back to our clan mothers' authority, headmen, tribal chiefs, real ones. No fake ass putting on the gastoa, putting on the headdress for a show, for a sideshow.
And
only
people
when you got
have
say a prayer at Muhammad Ali's, just ask for Andrew Cuomo, you put on the gastoa. Or when you're going to go over to the Vatican to light some tobacco for the Pope. No, fuck that. That's over. These people are over. They overstepped it, and their communities are knowing that they have committed this type of treason. Okay, that's called treason, and it's called death, punishable by death, hanging. And in tribal laws and tribal customs, you still have that. You have a right to kill the traitor, banish him, get rid of him.
How many people do you think that have Indian belong with the Indians and don't even know it? Because remember what I told you, what my grandmother had said about back in my day, you didn't admit to being, and she said this, you didn't admit to being a half-breed, and now everybody claims that they are. And you had told me, because my grandmother is or was, and you told me to get a DNA test.
Yeah, but
right
now that's the ultimate plan. That was the ultimate plan, and that's what they're dealing with right here. Is exactly about the blood quantum. Now they're claiming, now you don't have to go by the clan mother. You don't have to go by the mother side. Okay? But tribal standpoint, from a tribal and the tribal original customs, it doesn't fly that way. It's only coming through the woman's side is the way to claim the born clan.
Well, my grandmother was made to be ashamed of it, and I think she succumbed to it, and she regretted it.
Okay, but right now it's an important point that I'm making right now. Sure, that might have happened, but right here at the head of the turtle, if they let it fly right here, okay, then the tribal law again is being broken again. There will be more consequences to pay again because they're going against the universal law. Okay, the universal law says the bloodline, the clan laws go through the grandmother, the mother, the daughter. It doesn't say you claim the fathers, but that's what they are in fact doing right here at the head of the turtle, going against the Creator again, going against the Great Spirit.
Is there a clan
against the Great Spirit? There's a consequence to pay. Okay.
Okay.
And it means death. That it's death. You're playing for all in. And you're playing as a gambler with nothing,
So, is there a clan mother up at a turtle clan mother, turtle head clan mother up there now?
There's supposed to be 3 of them. There's supposed to be 3 Turtle Clan mothers, 3 headmen, meaning they all have condolences. They all have proof of who they say they are. They have belts made of wampum. And the chiefs, headmen, they wear antler horns, kind of like at the Elks Club, because the Elks Club copies everything that the Iroquois is doing. The USA copied everything what the Iroquois did, because they had a good way of running their tribes as a confederacy. That's where you get your U.S. Constitution. They copied it, the Articles of Confederation.
Yes,
they copied it from the Iroquois Confederacy. And some of the papers that are in the archives, you might see say the United States Constitution adopted from the Iroquois Confederacy.
And that Iroquois Confederacy, could that be used in anything that you can do? Is there anything that you can do with that, Nii Nee?
Well, I mean, it's not. The only thing that it has come useful is that I was told the truth by one of the members here, and he told me that there were these laws passed and these codes and statutes which would be Title 25 and Section 232 and Section 233. Once I learned this little part about 232 and 233, and I learned how the Iroquois used their clan laws and their tribal laws and their customs, and how it would affect me all the way out in the desert of Arizona or out in the plains in South Dakota, or at the other opposite end in Oregon and Newport.
I have some answers.
The law right here at this head of the turtle, because they do that right here, it puts me under the same rule out there as if I'm right here at the head right here. I'm just at the head of the turtle.
I have some answers.
I unmuted Judson, Nii Nee.
Hey, Nii Nee, I got some answers.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Judson.
The perpetrators of the Albany Corporation, the Virginia Company, the North Carolina or Carolina Corporation, the New York Albany Corporation, Ohio Company, these individuals represented the royal family. In the 1600s, even going back to the 1500s, when they granted by patent Sir Walter Raleigh the Cape Fear Grants, which essentially gave from halfway down the Florida coast to all the way up to Maine, and then all the way to Alaska and to the Baja Peninsula. The royal family of England, without having any legal or moral or ethical or any kind of right, gave away a massive amount of land that they never owned. Then they came with their guns. They came with their guns and their cannons. And their canon law. And their Bibles, yes, sir.
A New King James Version Bible, yes.
Well, if you examine what are known as the Great Patents of New York, the huge land grants that were handed out in the 16 and early 1700s, that Verplanck Colvin surveyed. They call him the Great Surveyor. I call him the Great Criminal. His father, Andrew Colvin, represented the Albany Corporation, who were owned by the East India Trading Company and the West African Trading Company. And the reality is that Britain carved up New York, handed it out to their royal cronies, and because they own all the timber, and they own all the natural resources, and they own all the banks, and they own all the state incorporations, they have continued over the last 400 years to enslave everyone, not just in New York, but in Maryland, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, down in the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. And as you say, this illegitimate system of law reaches all the way out to Lakota country.
Right.
And it's every bit of it, Nii Nee, is completely corrupt. The English never had any lawful, moral, or any kind of right to grant and patent land that they never owned. The whole thing's a giant fraud.
Yep.
That's why I believe you. That's why I consider you a member of my family. You speak the truth. You don't know it all, but you know an awful lot of it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
I learn from you. You learn from me, right?
Right.
And then everybody can learn from Carol.
Oh, no, I'm learning from both of you, and I want to tell you that you're absolutely correct. And Judson and Nii Nee, you know, it seems to me, and I was talking to somebody else, I'm not going to mention who, but it seems to me that they said, oh, the Indians, the savages ceded us the land. I say they're doing eminent domain, and they need to have it reversed on them as a strategy. And the eminent domain needs to be taken, saying, well, you said that I sold it to you, so I'm the seller, and I'm taking it back. And let them come in and prove that you sold it to them. They can't prove it, see. They can't prove it.
Here's the proof, and Nii Nee will testify. Nii Nee can totally corroborate what I'm going to say. When you look at the maps of the cartographers that were made in the 15 and 1600s, you see a few little dotted villages along the Atlantic coast. They're in what they referred to as the colonies. Okay? Yeah, they're dotted along the coast. And then 50 years later, there's a few more of them over by the Niantic River. There's some on the western side of the Potomac and Chesapeake. You go down, and all of it's to the east of the Blue Ridge. It's all to the east of the Poconos. It's all to the east of the St. Regis line, I believe it was known as. The Fort Stanwix line. I stand corrected. But you go down through the Appalachian chain. Everything was to the east. And everything to the west of that was all on the maps considered Indian territory. Not that the people of Turtle Island, not that the First Nations are Indians, and I'm still grasping because I'm stupid for a better word to describe the First Nations, you know, the real.
Well, I think they have us as Athabascans in this.
Yeah,
apology words. Athabascan, they got us as.
You're going to have to help me with that pronunciation, man. But and I'll work on it because I want to get this right. But Carol knows I'm from New York. I'm from up at Glens Falls. That's where I was born, at Glens Falls. I was raised up on Lake George, not far from where you're at, Nii Nee. And
right.
I've studied the history immensely to try to make sense of it. And what I've discovered was the patroons, the tenant-in-chiefs of the royal family, the British Empire, they set up there at Beaverwick, which is essentially Albany today, Fort Orange. In the early 1600s, that's where they set up their colonia of soldiers. They did it just like the Roman Empire. They sent out their detachments of military force and built forts. And then they colonized everything around the forts. The problem with what has happened not only all across Turtle Island, but the microcosm, what they did in New York, if you can figure that out, like I've done my damnedest to explain it to people, historically and accurately. I'm not saying I'm 100%, but I'm darn close. They set up this machine, these political regiments, these fiefdoms, if you will, all up and down the eastern seaboard. And then they just, by fiat and decree, they took everything else. They stole it all. Turtle Island, the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, this is all stolen land. You see how England exited the European Union the last couple of days?
Yeah.
The people of America, if they understood the truth, if they understood the facts, if they study the Calvins, there's your snakes in the grass. Those are the bad guys right there. Andrew Calvin and Verplank Calvin. And then they got in bed together with the Roosevelts and the Rockefellers and the Peabodys and the Pitcairns and the Vanderbilts and the Astors and all the mega wealthy industrialists of the middle 1800s who raped the land. That's where they made their money. That's where they made their fortunes. If you go to Asheville, North Carolina, there they call it the Pishkaw National Forest, but it is built literally on British law, British forest law, just like Sherwood Forest. They built the Pishkaw National Forest on English forest law, and then they exported from Asheville all of this so-called environmental conservation garbage of Roosevelt and the Rockefellers, and his name was Gifford Pinchot, was the original conspirator, if you will, of all this environmental law control over the water and the mountains and the prairies and the fields. And they asserted dominion over the land under the guise of environmental conservation. The entire system, the whole game, is a psyop. It's a fraud. It's a lie.
But I think that they took away from the Indians had the key, the combination, the secret combination, the true combination of all the truth. And they are paralyzing the turtle. And it is not free because it's got that church on its head.
Nii Nee needs to take some time. He knows I've got a school between Lake George and Lake Champlain up at a place near
that people here at Aquasauce, some of them should be listening to what I'm saying right now.
Exactly.
On this little radio shit that we're talking on right here. They should be listening from their little houses behind their little windows to what I'm saying to them right now.
I agree.
We can talk about all the problems down the body, but right here is a serious problem right now for humanity, okay? If it doesn't go back to tribal laws and customs right here, you can for damn sure expect the flood, okay?
The Hudson...
And all we should be talking about is how we can make preparations and how we find each other. Okay, that's what we should be talking about on this radio. If these people do not put their head back on the way it should be, Great Spirit's going to do it.
May I say something to maybe make them listen?
Yep.
Okay. Now, they're using the FEMA and the flood maps and everything. When they say underwater mortgage, they're not playing. So they're already doing a pre-flood era right now. And they just started it more than since the year 2000, or since Louisiana, really, but a little bit before that. So now they have something called WYO, which is a choose your own federally insured flood plan. So every year when the flood plains change and the new policies come out under FEMA, they are doing rider loans behind the scenes on your vehicles that you think that you had to get licensed with the state because you got licensed to get married, so now the state's in bed with you. Now the state owns your vehicle, and when you buy a home. And that's where they get your children's numbers that they've assigned.
Yep. Now, you see, Nii Nee, if you examine the four ends of court at the Temple Church in London, where the first law school educated the first barristers and the so-called lawyers in England. The four ends of court and the law schools at Edinburgh, Scotland, when they came to this part of the world, they brought their machine with them. And it's a machine. They destroyed most of the First Nations with communicable disease. The people of this continent weren't ready for European disease. They weren't ready for plague. They weren't ready for measles. They weren't ready for any of the smallpox. I mean, it just decimated millions of people. And they took over. And because they took over and they have the power and they control the real estate and the resources, they control the banking, they control the courthouse, they control the state house, they control the Congress, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, they control it all. And they control it all completely illegitimately. It's totally illegitimate. Completely illegitimate. I mean, it's crazy. The whole thing's nuts.
Yeah, very nuts.
Well, we study ancient Egyptology 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. We study the history very thoroughly.
Carol, how much time do we got left on this thing?
The Sphinx.
We have as long as we need to. I scheduled it for 2 hours, but it's still going. So
yeah,
the thing I want to say is that the rape of Turtle Island, and it's been a rape. It's a crime spree. That's all it is, a big crime spree. It's not legitimate, Nii Nee. That's why I consider you my friend. Someday we'll become brothers, but you're part of my family.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, up here, everybody is acting like it's a beautiful life that they're living right here. They call it the land of milk and honey up here. Yeah. And I can say that these women up here that are supposed to be traditional, living as Native people, are not living the way they're supposed to be. Okay.
Well, I'm hoping that they hear what I have to say about what they're doing to their...
You can almost say we're up shit creek with no paddle, okay? Because the people here in this community don't give a shit about the rest of us out there. Even though I'm here yelling at them and telling them nicely, and then come back another 3 or 2 years, yell at them again. And they're still not with it. So they really don't give a shit about the rest of humanity. They're very greedy, okay? They're greedy people and selfish people, only looking out for themselves.
Yep, they haven't been taught either. The New York State educational system is a giant indoctrination and brainwashing machine. And that is not me being a conspiracy theorist. I can prove it. You're being taught what they want you to think.
It is a conspiracy, huh?
No, it's not.
Right now, at the head of the turtle.
It's not a theory, it's a conspiracy.
At the head of the turtle, there are about, I'll say, 10 people, maybe 10 people that do not have social slave surveillance numbers. Maybe 10, but I know 6 for sure that I know that have no slave surveillance numbers. Two of them are newborn babies that were born at hospital with their clan and their family there to make sure that they wouldn't end up with slave surveillance numbers. This is what I understand. I wasn't there at the born time. I don't know if these people got away with the placenta, if they got away with the birth cord. I don't know if they got a birth certificate. I don't really know. This is just all what I was told right now, because these people won't. The people aren't coming to tell the truth, okay? They're all back there, and everything else is more important for them. Okay?
They're conquered people.
So everybody's guilty up here. Everybody's dirty up here. Everybody.
Welcome to New York.
Right, and I came to because I have that type of a fucked up DNA that I want to help people. Okay, I'm all the way out here at the head of the turtle, but for myself, I have my relatives down there. I have children also, and I want them to know that I did this for them. I came up here and confronted these people and told them they better change their fucking way.
I'm confronting them today too, Nii Nee. You need to be in my shoes and have been with me this morning and yesterday. The thing is that if you examine the history of Van Rensselaerwyck and you examine the history of how the Albany Corporation colonized all of the Adirondacks and reaped all the natural resources of the Catskills.
Oh, no, I can't look at that, Judson. I have to look at the people, the native people, the community of the native people.
I agree.
When the native woman decides she loves the silk patties more than the buckskin dress, you're fucked. When that native woman likes that perfume and that fucking vino, okay, and when she loves that mirror,
right,
then you're fucked as a native people.
Yep.
And that's where we're at right now.
Yep.
I can't worry about the industrial part right now. I have to worry about this native people right here, that if these fucking clan mothers don't throw in their belts or pass it on down to somebody else,
right,
that's willing to take the fucking silk panties off and the perfume and the fake-ass mask, we're all in trouble.
Right, and we're trying to help you with their
fucking industry or court shit, and I know this is what's happening.
But
right
we're trying
here
to help so that they can hear too that there are other people out there telling them what's wrong with the system they're operating in. Nii Nee, that's where Judson and I come in, to show them that there is not only what you have, the most valuable knowledge, but there's also proof of corruption to where they should not in any forum be participating in this, and they need to go back to what they were brought here to do, through their blood.
They were already kicked. The woman was already kicked out from the sky because of whatever the fuck she did up there. That's their story here at Iroquois. So they need to catch back up to that fucking story, but the ones that can't come to that story are the ones they can't come back to the fire because they've already crossed over.
It's an addiction to the Federal Reserve note. It's an addiction to the system that New York State has put in place. It's an addiction to the paved highways. It's an addiction to the telephone and the internet and everything that can be...
And the Mason base is right here. It is called the Red Oak.
Yep.
Fort Thompson, Fort Drum.
Yep.
These fuckers are straight up taking orders from Washington to the Vatican, okay?
Sure.
To fucking work their agenda on this tribe right here when it's supposed to be tax-exempt, tax-free. Okay?
Can't agree more.
Is there a Dutch man up there? Who's up there running that, Nii Nee? Who's the guy up there running that? A Dutch man or somebody from Scotland? Who's that guy you told me was up there?
Which guy?
The head guy running that horse and pony show up there.
He's a Dutch man. See, that's what I'm talking about. That this Dutch man, this fuckhead named Loran Thompson. He could already die already. You know, this fucker's so crooked, man. He doesn't even have a clan. Okay, he doesn't have a clan mother. Remember how I told you the clan works? It's the bloodline flows through the woman you crawl out of. Okay? So the bloodline, the clan comes from the grandmother, the mother, to you. Whoever you are, that's your bloodline, your first clan. That's who you are. Well,
you're right. They're taking through the mother's bloodline.
The man that's sitting up here, pulling all this shit, his mother is a fucking Dutch. His father is an Iroquois. Okay.
That's how the fuck does that happen right here in this head of the turtle? Okay? He's got money. He's got influence, okay? He's got a mansion over there. His brother's the other fucker, and his family's all dirty. They're all involved in this shit. All the community is all nations. If the family, all those names of the families that I named, their children, if their children are extensions of the head masons, they're not really going to say shit, okay? They know they're living fat. They got mansions, they got fucking Escalades, they got fucking $20,000, $100,000 fucking boats, okay?
Yep, all controlled at the bank and down at the Masonic Hall.
And it's all controlled right here with the Knights of Columbus, Matt Rourke, Loran Thompson, Larry Thompson, the Lazors, the Tarbells, the Round Points, the Cooks, Mitchells, Roger Jock, Rogers Rangers, Squares. All of these fuckers are all dirty.
Yep. He's telling the truth.
They're fucking nations, down all the way down into every one of the other 5 nations. And these other 5 nations really have their names on documents. The problem is that these guys right here, their fucking names are on none of the documents, okay? Who's signing this shit over is this fucking Loran Thompson, Larry Thompson, these fucking 3 chiefs over there that are acting as president, vice president, and CEO with their fucking special security guard, Matt Rourke, chief of police, setting up his own people, arresting his own people, and then handing them over to the fucking state of New York. Okay? That's exactly the corruption happening right here at the head of the turtle.
They bought them.
And it's under occupation because of that fucking church that's burying a whole tribe, a whole village of turtle. Just like under every Walmart, every jailhouse, every church. Go dig under them, just like Arnett did in Canada. The Queen's already busted for doing this shit. The churches are unburied over there in Canada.
Can any of us come up and help, or what can we do to help to get up? Would it help if we came up there to?
Well, I'm at the last part. I tried to hand it over to the community, to the people themselves to do it, to fix their fucking problem that they're causing out across the land. But they're not fucking doing it.
The Department of Interior is moving to get rid of the sovereign areas right now. They're moving bills into place to get rid of the rest of the sovereign land. It has come to an outsider. Me. I'm a Lakota from east of the Mississippi. The people from here won't do it. The ones that have those belts and have the authority won't fucking do it. And they're supposed to do it. They're responsible for the whole tribe. Those 9 clan mothers, 3 turtle, 3 wolf, 3 bears, are responsible for the whole fucking tribe. And they're getting fucked over by this little punkin' old fucking piece of shit man named Loran Thompson and Larry Thompson. They're getting their clan authority handed to them by this fucking Mason, a Dutch Mason. Loran Thompson, Larry Thompson, Roger Jock, Rogers Rangers, Mitchells, Jacobs, LaFrance, Lazors, Tarbell, Cooks, Round Point. Yeah, well, fuck, I don't know, there's more. I'm going to let somebody in here that has their hand up. It's hello, JR. Hello, are you there?
Hello, it's me.
Hi. Okay. All right, well, I unmuted whoever was there with their hand up, so if they want to talk, they can.
Okay. Well, that's what's happening up here at the head of the turtle, and how it finally came for me to come in and assist was that I have relations up here, and so the relation, it has a brother, and the brother was set up by this Matt Rourke, chief of police of St. Regis Mohawk tribe, and set him up with Mark's money, set him up with a wire, setting up his own people who's just trying to sustain his life and live free and independent away from their bullshit, because he knows it's all bullshit. So he doesn't use no social security number. He doesn't fuck with no tax. He just leaves them alone. But they came and fucked with him and kicked in his door with a search warrant. This fuckhead Matt Rourke, chief of police, and got a search warrant from a whole nother county, from the state of New York, Franklin County, and served it here at this house, and kicked in the doors, robbed my brother-in-law, robbed his fucking house, took all his cannabis, took all his belongings that looked like that they could try to make a case out of it. But I already know for a fact there's no jurisdiction. And that's what the whole reason I wanted to talk on this talk show was, that the case is called this People of the State of New York versus Joey Arquette, a.k.a. Aguajo Gastoa. And it is on file through Franklin County, Bombay Town Court, Messina, Malone Town Court, with Judge a fucking pedophile, Judge Robert G. Main, okay? And then and they charged him for trying to sell cannabis, trying to sales and possession. It turned into felony charges, and he had to give up $10,000 to bail out of a whole other county. They didn't even keep him on the res. They took him to a county jail, a little town court, okay, and charged him with this and extorted $10,000 out of him, and he had to put up a piece of land. And he lives right here at the head of the turtle. So as long as they can get this patch of land away from him, it's theirs again, okay? He's like a holdout like me, okay? So they really were looking at this land so that it could be under occupation for some of their fucking crooked buddies or their family or something, okay? And it goes right into the borderline Canada. And it is called Sugar Land. It's right up here. And it's a piece of prime property. You know, it's nice. It's right underwater, around the St. Lawrence River. This is what they fought over so hard, was this St. Lawrence waterway right here. This is where the Eisenhower Bridge, Eisenhower Lock, goes all the way across to the other side. Okay? Lewis and Clark and all the fur trade and all that shit went through here. They wanted this waterway. And they sure the fuck got it right now. These guys have no rights to it at all, because they're fucking over the tribal law and the tribal customs. So when the clan mothers try to say anything, or the community says anything, and you got crooked headmen and chiefs with racks on that are acting like they have authority, calling shots out there, but really have gotten orders from Washington and the Vatican to come usurp the clan mothers and make sure that they stay quiet, pay them off, shut them off, shut the fuck up, make sure that you get taxed, add this much tax, and we're going to do this business, and we're going to do this type of business, and we're going to do this type of business, we're going to put this casino up, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, okay? And they're given these orders to make sure they stomp out the clan mother's authority and the people's authority, acting like they just get to do this shit for the people.
Now, Nii Nee, that all operates on Federal Reserve notes, right?
Right. So they're all operating in treason, okay? That's what I'm saying, and the people are afraid to do anything. So, yes, they need outside help. People that know what the fuck is going on with this law shit, that they need help to file genocide complaints. They need help. The best way to get out from the Social Security system and still sustain themselves by farming, but the water's all contaminated, okay? The water's all fucked up. My partner here, she has one kidney. Her daughter has one kidney. Children are being born malformed, retarded, okay, with mental disabilities because of the fucking poison that they put in the fucking St. Lawrence River and these fucking industrial plants that are here right now.
Working on that right now, by the way.
Excuse me, guys. I have to say something. Pardon me. Excuse me. Just in case the recording would be over, since this is my, new time on this, I just want to make sure, because it's getting ready to be time. If it does, I think it'll keep on going like Prue Freeman's. But on the description, I have Nee Nee's Facebook page, and Nee Nee the Warrior is his YouTube channel. I have a link to that, too, and then I'll be sharing this along with photographs, pictures, et cetera, in a presentation, and it should be ready by later on tonight. So I just wanted to get that out there, and then I'm back out, guys. Go right ahead. Resume.
I'm working on that pollution stuff, Nee Nee.
Thank you. So yes, right up here at the St. Lawrence is where we need help very much. My people are dying up here, okay? And a lot of them are addicted to what they're flooding this place with is hydrocodone pills, methamphetamines. Okay, there's alcohol allowed on this res right here. They sell it.
Yep.
So because they sell it here, it's supposed to mean that it's legal all on every reservation out there, but all the other reservations really don't do that shit. It's only right here that they do this shit.
They peddle dope on a large scale in the communities down at Glens Falls, down in Troy, down at Lake George Village to all the tourists. This narcotics trafficking is big bucks for the bankers.
Yep. The humans are trafficked through here, okay? Human trafficking is going through here, and is done by Matt Rourke and all his buddies, the Border Patrol, and all the motherfuckers over there in Canada, the RCMP, and all them fucking Mounties and shit over there, okay? They're the real fucking crooks, okay? They're the ones human trafficking the guns. They're the ones human trafficking the humans, the Chinaman, the fucking black man, the Arabians, and everybody else, okay? But when some of us do it, we're going to prison or we're going to get a felony charge or whatever else.
I know. I got a brother-in-law that does it, or a former brother-in-law that's a big running dope peddler down in Texas. He works for the Texas Conservation Department.
Right. Well, we need what we need up here are because over here the sheriff, even though I invoke his oath and I've called the U.S. Marshals and everything, okay, these fuckers haven't came and arrested them yet, even though I have every bit of evidence there is of treason. They're protecting them. And the state of New York protects the judges, just like the one I named, Robert G. Main and Curtis C. Smith out of town of Bombay and Malone, Franklin County.
Send me those. Send me
right now, the status of the case, there will be a court date on July 17 in Malone, the Malone Court, Franklin County. And that will be whether they decide to take my brother-in-law to trial again. They've already dragged this out for 9 months now, since September.
Send me a list of the names.
The main thing we put in was we made the motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, and that motion was denied, and then we appealed the motion. And they kicked it out from town of Bombay court into Malone court in the district court for Robert G. Main, the pedophile. Okay, Robert G. Main Jr. is the judge acting justice for the state of New York. DUNS number 0410022973, and that's the County of Franklin Supreme and County Courts.
and it's on 355 West Main Street, and that's where we'll be in court on July 17th. We're gonna go as the living man. We're going to finish this shit, because the last time this Judge Robert Maine didn't even show up. That's what I was talking about. I had called this U.S. Marshal and the sheriff that today we would want this fucker to be arrested for trying to go against jurisdiction and act in fraud upon the court. And whatever else I could throw. I threw the book at him. I had a lot of stuff on them. But the people of the state of New York, Office of Franklin County versus Joseph Arquette. The case is number 1-106-2015.
Put it on your put some of this stuff in a message to me, will you?
So it's all out there. It's supposed to be on public record, and I went through court with these guys already, where I put the burden of proof on them also. That I put the burden of proof on the state to provide me any legal instrument that's admissible into the court record that they can show me how they have this jurisdiction over a sovereign, a living man. And they never have ever provided that they have any jurisdiction over a living man. And I challenged what I was talking about, the clan mother's rule, which I said, if I am not a Social Security number and I am not under the tribal corporation and I'm not under guard by the Bureau of Indian Affairs, I am sovereign to the land. I belong to my mother, my grandmother, and the Great Spirit. I don't belong to the government. I don't have two masters. I only have one, and I'm only allowed one. Her name is Yellow Hair. Her name is Zani Chi. Her name is grandmother, a clan mother, daughter of the Great Spirit. Okay?
Well, I'm going to have to run, Nii Nee, but it's always good to hear you. And
thank you.
I wish you the best for the rest of this day. And we'll talk again.
All right, go ahead. Thank you. And so when I challenge this rule of law and the jurisdiction, I am asking them, how did they get rule over a member of any tribe or any member of the Kanakahaka, the Mohawk tribe here? How did you get this jurisdiction here? And I know for a fact only 5 out of the 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy signed this document in 1948, 232 and 233, 25 U.S.A. 232 and 233, which says that all the clan mothers of all 6 tribes, all 6 nations, signed their authority away, meaning they don't want to be clan mothers ever again anymore, and that they went ahead and gave it to the state of New York. And there's supposed to be documentation of this somewhere in 1948. And the other one says 233. And it says the same thing, that 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy signed over their authority to the federal, the state. And so now they say that they have the state and federal jurisdiction, meaning that they gave up their authority even on their own land. They'll let the feds and they'll let the state rule them on their own land. And I'm saying, okay, I'm in court, and I know, and I did try it already before, so I've done it more than once now, challenging this code, Title 25, 232, and 233, and to this day, they cannot provide the burden of proof. They cannot provide 54 signatures or all the signatures of every of the 6 nations, of every clan mother, meaning the ones that are in authority that have those belts. Show me where all of these 54 clan mothers, 9 out of each of the 6, signed over their authority. Where's their marks? Where's their signatures? And to this day, they cannot, because they can only show me 48 out of the 54, or 5 out of the 6 nations. Whatever the amount is, they count.
Carol.
Yes, I'm here. My grandson just came up, so I muted out for a minute.
Oh, okay. No. But I just talked about exactly what is the proof, burden of proof of asking for this jurisdiction up here at the head. And that's what I wanted.
I was just speaking you out because of I didn't want you to hear the kids coming in. The dogs bark at the young man he brought with him. So anyway, Nii Nee, I want to invite you back so that we have a series, and that's why I'm doing this. So I want to let everybody know by tonight I will have everything together so that it's published, and then you can download it and keep it, and we'll share it everywhere. And then also I'd like to do a follow-up on, sovereign, what that means, and some various things that anything you'd like to do, Nii Nee, anything I can do to help. If you want me to come up there, I will. I'm going to get my DNA, although I don't know where to get it from because I don't trust them with my DNA, but I'm sure they have it anyway. So
yeah, the people can check their DNA. They can see what percent they are to a Neanderthal or what they might be a Homo sapien, but if it's up to you. But yeah, you can check all that.
So that would help to know lines are being
I have
crossed.
an anthropologist friend that he's done a lot of research over the years, and he's verified a lot of this stuff, and he has the evidence, and he's willing to share it with the people also. Share it with me, and I'll share it with the people.
Well, that would be great. Yes, that would be great because there's a lot of people that will get on the doll's records, and like I told you, my Sally was her name, and they don't have a last name for her, and they're not sure what the last name is. And then I know Susanna Monk. I know that the pictures look like the pictures that we have look just like a lot of the men in my family look like you. But what I told you, what my grandmother said, and she was raised really poor, and she evidently had that attitude and regretted it. So that's just how she was raised, I think, and they wanted people to be ashamed of who they are. How dare they? And I think that's what's going on with the occupation, the way that they're shaming everyone. People look down. I notice the young people, they don't look people in the eyes anymore. They're ashamed of themselves for what? They don't know. It's just an oppressive type regime that's going on here. Would you agree with that?
I think everybody's very depressed about this, and a lot of people just accepted this because they think there's nothing they can do. They think there's nothing they can do. They become very dependent on the EBT and very dependent on welfare and on all the poison that's sold at stores, and they don't know how to light a fire. They don't know how to go hunt. They don't know how to fend for themselves anymore. That makes them very dependent on this corrupt system. I say, here's the life jacket. It's the best truth I can tell you. Come to the land, change your status from a dead fictitious entity. Walk into the land commission office and change your status. Let them know that you are a part of the land now. Use an ecclesiastical deed poll. Go into the Social Security office. Turn in your SS-521 form. Say you withdraw the name and the number that you want to restore your full sovereign national right.
Okay. And I'm working on that deed poll. I just learned about that actually from a friend of mine named Chava. She had asked me what it was, and I didn't know what it was because I just started getting woke up in 2012. I had it hit me all at once when this happened. It was all at once. The supersonic lightning speed is one of a judge in New York put in one of his most recent terrible opinions. He put in there to a young lady named Valerie that he was the case was now moving at supersonic lightning fast speed, which is something called it's called an e-booking, and it's the technology in their system, in their port system.
Right.
So they're using catchphrases.
Even I could tell you, challenge the Turo Wampum, okay?
Okay.
When I see the white man say what I said on paper, and it says I challenge the Turo Wampum, because that means there's no constitution. If I can win it, and I'm using the Turo Wampum Treaty, that I know it's null and void, it's been broken. There's no constitution. I go back to neutral position. When the white man does that, that'll be good. When the white man the black man, the yellow man, when he believes me that I said that the Turo Wampum is broken and that anybody can challenge the jurisdiction like I did. Okay, use the Turo Wampum Treaty, because the Turo Wampum Treaty applies to whoever's fathers washed up here. The Turo Wampum applies to everybody who is here. It's the first treaty on this land, and it's made in the Wampum Belt. It's not written on rice paper. It's not written on contract. It's on a belt. Turo Wampum Treaty.
Okay.
The first one that was made with these new colonists that were allowed to come onto the land, and it was made under the Great Law of Peace, meaning that they would keep the Great Law of Peace and respect the agreement, meaning that you would not cross into the other's blue line. But it's broken. There's a fucking church right there. There's 3 of them right here. 4 of them, 5 of them. The casino, alcohol. I thought we can't cross into the other's blue line. So it's broken.
Yeah, I would say it is.
No constitution. It is null and void. Somebody else besides me, Mexican, black, white, challenge the Turo Wampum in court. Show the people that I'm not the only one that can do this shit. Somebody else, I put it out there, challenge with the Turo Wampum, because it applies to everybody who's here. It's broken.
And that puts it down into the simplest of terms, and it is broken, because they don't even have permission down on any eminent domain they've tried to do. And
all right, the second proof that you have is that the women all have slave surveillance number, and all the men have slave surveillance numbers here, except for the 6, the few that I named, including myself right here. All the rest of the tribe has slave surveillance number. Well, that means you crossed into the blue line.
There's actually a blue line on those cards.
And it also 2 blue lines on the Israel flag with the 6 star on it. That's to say, fuck the Turo Wampum Treaty. The Turo Wampum Treaty looks like the 2 blue lines on the outside of that flag. Anybody could challenge the Turo Wampum Treaty. It's already a precedent case. Well, look, you guys can use it. We'll look at it. I used the Turo Wampum Treaty. I used the clan mother.
Okay. And that belt buckle I'm looking for, the actual, I've been scrolling down your wall.
So all the white men have to do, or the black man have to say, I belong to this blood heritage line. It would be similar, like saying a clan, and I challenge jurisdiction because I know the Turo Wampum is broken. There's a fucking church up there at the head of the turtle.
3 of them, 4 of them. There's a fucking Mormon church, a fucking Methodist Providence church. And there's a Red Oak, a Masonic base. And there's a casino. Casino in Italian means chaos. And the tribal agency is ran by 3 chiefs, not by the 9 clan mothers and not by the 9 headmen.
When did they get away from having the clan mothers not be at their proper?
1948.
Okay.
That's the 25 USDA 232 and 233.
Okay.
And I'm saying it's null and void. In order to pass something in tribal law and tribal custom with the Iroquois tribe, it has to be a consensus of all 6 nations, all 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy, not 5. It has to be all 6. So right now, they can show proof that only 5 out of the 6 signed their authority away on their own reservation. A reservation is really a prison of war camp. They have prison of war camps. Lakota, for example, is concentration prison of war camp number 44. Right now, you're on everybody that's claiming America. I'm sorry, but you're under prison of war camp 10009.
That's good to know. Thank you so much, because seriously, that's the kind of tricks they play. And here you're looking at it. Now, this is the deal with the women that are up there putting on makeup and all into vanity and getting their toenails done and whatever they're into. They're indoctrinated because that's what they set out to do, was to brainwash everyone by having them look at the wall versus looking at the fire.
Right.
So,
and then when the queen has all the gold, the queen has all the gold, and she wants a piece of this pie over here. She wants it all.
Huh?
Okay. She'll throw a bag of gold to one of these mountain men, Jedediah Smith, whatever the fuck their name is, Johnson, and everybody else. Here's a bag of gold now. Go secure my title on that land over there, Turtle Island.
World domination.
That means like the cartoon Pocahontas. Like that means go fuck your way into the tribe. Plant some seeds there. Remember, I paid you, so everything you got over there is mine. When you're commissioned to do that, that's what you got paid for to do, and that's what happened exactly right here at the head of the turtle. You'll see a lot of blue-eyed Indians, blonde hair, light-skinned, half Italian, half Dutch, half Amish, half everything else. This was the manifest destiny to breed them out. So there's few full-bloodeds right here. Enough for that fucking Mason, Loran Thompson, and everybody else to put it to a vote to say, oh, we're going to change the blood quantum now. You only got to have one parent now to claim status as a Ongwehoe or as a tribal member.
So they're settling.
No, fuck no. I'm saying no way.
I'm saying they are settling.
I'm telling all the people right here, no fucking way. I'm a traditional person. I'm a traditional people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
Right. But they are settling, though, if they're doing that. So they're settling for less
they're
than...
They're trying to say that, you only need one parent with some Mohawk blood, with some blood, DNA, to say that you're a tribal member of the Iroquois.
So, yeah, and that's adulterating the bloodline, like you and I first discussed when I spoke with you, that they were trying to, they wanted they took children to Mormon land, right?
Well, over here it's Catholics, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In Canada and here it's Catholic, the Roman.
Okay.
The Jesuits, whatever you call them, those fuckers, yeah.
And then in the West, they have the Always Witnesses running around, and then the organized one is right here too. So as long as they put their corporation right here at the head of the turtle, they can go down the body. So what I've been saying, as long as they fuck their head up over here and get away with some shit, it can go down the body. And right here, there's a Mormon church. Every church there is right here, all in this area. So and those are the churches that are all across the country. Okay.
They're operating cross borders too. They can cross the border pretty easy on a couple of places, and they're really hitting the. They really get to the seniors and the children first because they're going back in time in this system. So when you hear somebody say that our children are now paying their grandparents' debt and their great-grandparents, they're not kidding, because they took you back before the 1933 Bankruptcy Act that they put in place so they can funnel the funds under the fake identities that they assigned under the census to keep track of this horse race they got going on, because all of it's a big and I could go a little bit deeper, but I won't now because I don't want to take away from what you're talking about at all, but I know the kind of games they play in this virtual reality world that they're fixing to make real, folks. Go to Google Mirror and go ahead and type your name in there. Google Mirror, go ahead and type your name in there. That's what their backside or their front side reads, and you're not even getting what they're doing.
I'm trying to tell the people that if they don't come to the land and realize the status of independence, if they can't encourage their clan mothers to act on their behalf, to turn in paperwork, file it on their behalf, the people's behalf, and bring them to the land, that there's already cracks and bridges up here, and the water is rising. In the West, we have prophecies, and we say that the water will rise, and it is rising right now. And it will keep rising, just like in the creation stories, till it washes everybody away, and all this will start over, be returned back.
All of mankind will pay for these mistakes that are being made.
If these people don't wake up right here. The reason that it's important right here is because it's under a portal way into the sky. It affects universe, what's happening right here. And they would call it a Stargate,
right?
Or SG1 star, or the Cygnus, CYGNUS, and it's right here where I'm at. It's
and
right,
that's the hierarchy of everything that you talk about. The turtle is over the land. The grandmother is over the clan, and she may belong with the turtle or with the white oak. Is that, did you say white oak or white pine?
White pine.
Yeah, and the bear. So there are.
Oh, bear, not bear. Nothing to do with no bear. No, turtle rules the land.
Right. It rules the land, but there's like a wolf clan. There's these different clans that have to be in place, and there are different mechanisms.
The hierarchy is out of place. Okay.
Okay.
They buried the turtle people so that the turtle wouldn't rule the land.
I see. And do you know do you think that's why they put out the Turtle in the Hare cartoon back in the 40s, 50s?
They put out all kinds of movies about this community right here. You'll see this community. They call it the Emerald City right here, the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
It's right here. The yellow brick road is right here. It's one road up this road. I'm in Oz. I'm in the Emerald City right here. The real one. I'm at the real Washington, D.C.
That makes sense because they do have different they move around like crazy, almost like a layering over, like one of those little balls that you see hamsters running around and things change. And also, remember when I told you what I did up at the courthouse? Because they always have me sign in, and I don't want to, but I do it anyway because I want to get to the records. So I signed in as Queen of Oz, and she just looked at me, and I thought, go ahead, say something. I just looked at her and grinned and went on about my business. But I thought it was funny myself. I don't know why I wrote it, but I did. I just put Queen of Oz. You know, it's none of their business what I'm doing in there. They already kicked me off the computers if I get to one of their cases where they cite them in another case or they use their secret code language. Right now they're using citations in their legal documents, so people need to watch for that. They're using, like, let's say it's in Nii Nee. I need to put another I in your name. I'm going to correct this after the show with the presentation. But let's say they got N-I, I, N-E, E. You've seen that in your papers, right?
I write it like that, though. It's really not a comma. It's called a glottal stop.
Oh, okay. So
in the native language, we have different writings than the regular English language.
So that's not.
But I understand what you're saying. Go ahead. Yeah, I know.
Well, they'll spell it differently, ever so slightly, which is a derivative or a derivative use of what they call undefined terms of art or terms of art. Period. And they use something now. They're using something called a blue book. And it's like the Blue Book of Automobiles, except it's the Blue Book of Sites, and it's secret language inside the court documents. And they put lyrics in there, and they lyric connotations, and they also use Braille or Morse code in the court documents. So it's pretty easy to figure it out for some of these guys that are pretty smart. They'll figure it out. So I always wondered what it looked like. You know, the parentheses and the brackets that they put in there. Those are portals into their underground world or to the upside down world. So that's how they funnel the funds in, through the like causes and things like that, up into the Supreme Court, because they have a state and federal case management plan under the legacy system, and they have a big brain trust, and they're creating this big brain, and they're playing this big head game with everybody. And that's why they don't want me coming in there. So I wish, you know, people say, oh, you should do this, you should do that. They don't even want me to come in there because it's that bad, and I can see right through it. It's really obvious. If I can see through it, a lot of people can. It's not a mistake. When they say, oh, you're allowed to make mistakes, well, what about if it's not a mistake? What about if you're doing it on purpose?
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose here. They're not fucking around. They accepted it here. It's the kids and the innocent that don't have no say. Okay? Great Spirit wouldn't accept me that well. I'm trying to earn my way up there, a good place, on the left and the right, and I make sure that my people get there and they have a place up there too. Right. That I earned them the right up there, even though they're fuck-ups and they're ignorant and they don't give a shit about what I'm doing out here. Okay?
Yeah.
And the people up here, they don't give a shit really what I'm doing, but there are innocent animals. Okay? There's my relatives, the fish. I made an agreement with them. My grandparents did. My grandparents did. I'm trying to hold to the agreement. And I try to stay connected through that womb of Mother Earth. Carry the heartbeat. Carry the songs that I was told to sing. Don't forget these. Remember, everything's made in the likeness of this and this and this, and these are the rules. This is the hierarchy, and this is the way you walk and carry on here. To continue on, you must do this. And that's what I tried to do my best, and all along I didn't know about all this shit either until I was about probably 30, 32 years old.
Well, you might have had a clue, I would think.
No, I didn't have a clue that they were doing this shit. I went to Europe. I lived at Europe, but I just didn't feel right there. I did get there, and I got the hell out of there. I have a son at Italy, so I did Pocahontas back to them. Okay? My son's over there, and he's of the land, not of the water. So they're fucked.
They love water law. Remember, admiralty, the Romans, the fish heads, they come from the water. They don't believe in the sun and the moon. They're the ones that are created different. They come from under the water. They wear the fish head. Look at the Pope's hat.
Okay.
So why the fuck is a fish head over here on land, which is fucking church right there, on the tip of the turtle's nose with his fish hat when he belongs in the fucking water?
That makes sense.
All right, and they call it Dagon, Moloch, whatever the hell they want to call it, okay? So those are the ones, those fuckers are created straight up to kill me, Neanderthal, okay? And I already made that fucker bow.